Dillon Gabriel is potentially a starting NFL quarterback. We operate a little bit differently than you dating the guy down at UPS. This is not acceptable.
So, Rodney, I did a short on this yesterday, but I really had to get your thoughts on this topic. I don't know if you saw it, but Dillon Gabriel's fiancée, Zoe Caswell, has essentially gone viral on social media for comments that she's made about Dillon's career. So usually she posts like get ready with me's. She posts a lot of content with her and Dillon. She posted once before that, my fiancé isn't starting. I have a lot of thoughts on that, but I'm not going to get into it. Girl, he was concussed. Anyways, she went on to say after their loss, the Browns lost again, like what's new type deal. Well, somebody in the comments were like, that's real racist. Like, the fans don't really want your man to start anyway. And she says, actually, everyone in the building wants him to start. But you wouldn't know that because you're not a coach or you've never played in the NFL. Neither has she, but that's neither here nor there. I started my short with saying this is WAG's 101. You don't do that. What are your thoughts, Rodney?
My thoughts mean a lot less because you are a WAG. So I would really be, wives and girlfriends, valid. Yeah, you are a WAG. By definition, literally. Here's my belief.
Okay.
It's tough talking about romance on this thing here because it's like I want to go certain places, but I gotta keep it peace. Gotta keep it PC. All right. In these times, right, when everyone and anyone has a microphone and a platform, right, everyone is led to believe that their voice should be heard. We got to be very careful about who we decide to partner with. And whomever we decide to partner with, we have to do a really good job of letting them know what's at stake by virtue of this partnership, if this is one of significantly high stakes. Dillon Gabriel is potentially a starting NFL quarterback. We operate a little bit differently than you dating the guy down at UPS. This is not acceptable. Okay. Like the ramifications of it feeling like I have a bad system around me can affect my money, can affect my position with my teammates, my organization as a whole. So if you are a partial representation of me, you have to learn how to operate in a way that is on par with where I want my career to go. Dillon Gabriel is still a young man. Maybe he hasn't had that conversation yet, but that should have been one of the first ones that he had before he put the ring on her finger.
The problem is the kids nowadays don't have PR training.
The parents don't either.
The parents don't either. Nobody has training. Nobody is getting trained. That's not like a thing anymore. And we've seen Dillon say things where it's kind of made you scratch your head like, okay, is there something really going on? Because Shador doesn't give off that same energy. And obviously it is. Obviously he's going home and he's talking about this stuff to her, which is normal, right? That is a normal thing, right? Like you don't want to have to talk to everybody in the facility, or if you have a homeboy that plays on the team, you want to be able to go home and talk to your partner about whatever you have going on. The problem is you cannot then go and say it on social media, because now that just brings up all of these questions. Where did Dillon get that from? Who told him that? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm now thinking like, okay, so who told him that everybody in the building wants him to play? Did he just say that to make himself feel better and then you just repeated it? Because it doesn't seem like the owner, well, maybe the owner wants him to play, but the general manager, I think, was leaning more Shador. We know Kevin Stefanski may be leaning more towards Dillon. But anyways, that's beside the point. This is the point. Who is in charge of the girls? Who is in charge of the girls, right? Because I know, like you said, I'm a WAG, I'm a coach's WAG. Okay. And a lot of the coaches are older, right? So their wives are older. So I'm always the young person in the room. And whether I ask for this or not, this intelligence and all the wisdom is bestowed upon me and I receive it, right? The ladies are like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't tell people who your husband is. Like they're giving me these little tidbits. Where are the women that are old? Like who are the old heads on the Cleveland Browns? Where was Joe Flacco's wife at? Because we ain't never heard. Does he have a wife? I don't know. But we've never heard no mess with Joe Flacco and his wife. Where was she at for the short period of time to help y'all, to help you? y'all need some of the older ladies there to kind of guide y'all. Y'all need guidance. And I'm glad that people are going in on her because, the people was like, now, wait a minute. You didn't have any of this to say when your fiance was starting and losing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Illuminati of it all is what I'm now invested in, because I want to know how they approached you at what point, because you've been taken into the bowels of the building and been coached up. Apparently, I didn't know that there was an onboarding process. So now I want to know how they approached you. I want to know, were there any ceremonies? What did you have to do to
Rodney,
make
this is
it
not a
so?
sorority like that.
It sounds like it. It
Not no
sounds like that.
underground process.
It sounds like you had a pro fight who was like, and sis, we don't be talking crazy on the internet.
Rodney,
And so I'm really
in a sorority. It's not like it ain't like that.
Y'all wait, no. Y'all go to church together, y'all do Bible study together, y'all read books together, y'all shop together, y'all do holiday parties together.
Okay.
This is by definition of my collegiate experience a sorority, and you are one. Please, I need to know.
I think more. I think it's because we find community within each other because we don't have anyone else, right? Like a lot of us rarely are from where we're living. And these are people that we're seeing once, maybe twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're hitting them. We have the group meet, we're hitting people up like we need this. Who has, a connect on this, contact for this. Like you just create like this community through the husbands.
Now, okay, more questions.
Okay.
Does your husband have to get along with the other husband in order for you to get along with the wife of the other person?
Well, see, I think that with men though, they all get along.
What? That ain't true.
I think for the most part though, they get along. On a staff,
like let's say Jalen Hurts' wife and his wide receivers' wives, right? Is that, do you feel like, does that have the potential
that's the thing
to
is like
friction?
It's different because those are players. We're coaches. Okay. Our husbands are coaches. So y'all different. I think that there's
there's levels to this.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think that there's
so you would
more,
be like
a
an
little
AKA or a Delta? What? How would you?
I think it's just age, immaturity.
So like they have to. I'm sorry. Now I'm curious about how your interactions work, because you obviously would see the players' girlfriends and wives. So then, do they look at you as kind of like a tree of wisdom? Are you at an elevated place to some degree? Are you treated with a little bit more reverence and respect?
I'm not married to Nick Saban. Like, come on now, it ain't that. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. I think on the pros too. Like, this is what's weird. So obviously, my husband played with some of the people in his room that he now coaches. Some of them are older than him. So we're like around the same age. There are coaches, obviously, that are much older, but we are not. I'm around the same age as a lot of the women. Like they have been married longer. They have kids. Like they a little bit more established than me in that regard.
Understood.
Yes. So it makes the dynamic like we're just even, but we don't really.
So Maria breaks down how to be a proper WAG. This is
but it's what we've been waiting for. It is important though, for the older people to kind of mentor the younger people. But then I think also too, you have to receive that. You got to be willing to receive what they're saying to you. And I think that some of these young girls ain't willing to receive it because why y'all, let me not even get into how they dressing.
Man, we're not even you sound like Draymond Green or Matt Barnes or somebody in the locker room talking about the young kids people today don't respect the elders and any veteran leadership. This is an fascinating plot twist to this entire day right now for me. And it's one that's going to sit on my heart and my mind, because now I'm really thinking about how different your life is from most married women. This is you live in a different kind of bubble.
I don't think so, because I think that everybody has it. Okay, I watch Married to Medicine, right? It's very similar. If you have a group of husbands that are doctors, now the wives have that same, it's very similar. It's like, I feel like with anything, like, you don't think so? If you have some actors,
I've never been
and then you
married.
have,
Sorry,
but I'm
I've never
saying
been married.
you're in the acting space. You don't think that if you have like a group of male actors and then the wives are friends
Oh.
because the males are friends?
Oh, I think in the entertainment business, I think in any business, honestly, it is incredibly dangerous for you to have too much interaction, or have your wife have too much interactions with other women. And respectfully and lovingly, I just find that it creates a potential for a negative situation to take place. And I'm all about mitigating risks at this point in life.
Why?
Um, because sometimes some people, certain groups of people, not all, everybody, but certain groups of people like to trauma bond. And sometimes when people don't have an understanding of the protection of the relationship or the union, they begin to divulge things and information. And I just find that the best way to eliminate the potential for my work to be impacted and affected is to keep my personal romantic relationship away from my professional environment.
I will say that in my circles, we're not doing that.
Oh, I know. That's what women do. I was not trying to use the word women because I was trying to be cute,
Well, right.
but women be talking too damn much to each other about what's going on. And, like, let's say your
No,
husband's
we
having a
are.
bad.
No, I'm just saying we don't. It's kind of crazy because we have a good relationship with each other, but it's kind of surface. Like, we're not indulging what's happening in our relationships. Do we say like, "Oh gosh, they work such long hours and y'all lonely again?" Like, we may joke like that, but we're not getting into like details of, it ain't like
Okay, so there's never
that.
like, oh man, after a loss, he sure does drink a couple few extra beers, and now everybody in the locker room think your husband is
No.
a damn alcoholic, and now he on the radar. These are the things that I don't want to happen. So, but again, I'm not married. From the looks of things, don't know that I ever will be. So, it's fun for me to
Don't
hear
say
what's going.
that. You're gonna be an old man one day.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I'll be on the shores of Brazil with my chest out, and we'll see what
at
happens.
some
But
point we gotta put the chest up.
I know you're not talking as often as you have your clavicle out
I feel like I'm very modest.
right now because you in the damn quarter zip. But you've been having
This
shoulders
is a
and
fool's.
neck bones out. You be doing. You know what? We're gonna wrap this thing on up because we are way off course. You all let us know your thoughts on Dillon Gabriel's girlfriend. Do you feel like she should shut the hell up? Or do you feel like because she has all this inside information, she's giving us the tea, and that's really what we want to hear anyway? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section.
No, because she's ruining it for him. But it is what it is.
We live a mess.
But don't ruin it for yourself. Please go click the link in our description box. We have a newsletter there, keeping you updated on all the latest happenings in sports.
Girl, you corny as hell. I can't believe you did this.